When Biden won, it was just a huge relief. Oh, thank God. we were just so happy that fascist is out of the office. And 2 years into his term, though, it seemed as though the fear tactics, the fear-mongering by all my favorite TV networks, CNN, MSNBC, Comedy Central, I watched The Daily Show, that fear-mongering wasn't going anywhere. We were all terrified that Trump was going to destroy the world, that Trump was going to ruin democracy. And we are so happy that Biden is now in office, but it didn't stop. And 2 years after that, we had the midterm elections, and the red wave was supposed to come in. And every liberal was terrified about the Republicans coming into power in the House and the Senate. And the media was constantly hitting that red alarm button over and over again. I just got sick of hearing about how the Republicans would block everything that Biden would ever want to do, and how we needed to spread the word of fear and hate, and the Republicans were still an organization to be afraid of. And so I posted a little Facebook message that made fun of that, putting a big red button and a aviation warning, pull up, like you're going to crash. It's an emergency. Get thee to the voting booth. Basically pointing out the hypocrisy and the fear-mongering from the constant media attention to this. And what I was surprised at was, here I was offering kind of a nuanced, kind of a funny little perspective about how the media tries to keep us engaged in politics through this constant barrage of fear. But I was really surprised that the pushback I received from the left was so aggressive. I don't think I remembered ever being pushed out of a tribe so quickly in my life. And basically it was you better watch your ass, because if you don't, you're out of here. And that actually kind of motivated me a little bit. I wanted to push a little bit harder, because I was getting a little pissed off at these comments that were very much trying to intimidate me to change my thinking into something different, that I should be afraid, that I should be hateful. And I found myself slowly changing my perspective a little bit as I was getting forced out of this rut of thinking by my friends, by my peers. And then when Trump was removed from the ballot from several states, this really got me to raise an eyebrow. We are accusing Trump of being a fascist, but don't fascists remove people from the election? Don't they try to shut them up? And that didn't make any sense to me. That did not sit right with me. And I did not want Trump in office. I was very, very opposed to him winning this, but if we were going to remove him from a ballot, how does that sit with the rest of this country? How does that make us the good guys? And I was kind of amazed at how many people were like, yeah, take him off the ballot. He doesn't deserve, or he's evil. He denies, he's an election denier, and everybody was all of a sudden election deniers, And I kind of was starting to think, how does taking him off the ballot support your accusation that he's an election denier? Doesn't this actually make election denial a little bit more valid? Because you're taking him off the ballot. That to me was really surprising. I was like, and so I put that post up. And now, by this time, I'm no longer welcome among my friends, my peers. They came down on me like a ton of bricks, spewing hatred and anger, and you just want to see the end of this country, and you want to see a racist in office, and you want to see da-da-da-da. It was absolutely fucking insane. I couldn't believe the types of reactions that I was getting. But I figured since I was kind of already out of the camp anyway, I might as well just keep going with this and keep challenging people to change their perspective a little bit on some of the things that they're doing in the name of liberalism. Put that in air quotes. Including cheering for him, or not cheering for him, but cheering for his conviction when he was found guilty in a court of law. And I've never seen so much partying in my life. I mean, here people were just like flipping over cars and dancing on the streets and shooting off fireworks, and yay, our country looks like shit. Love Trump or hate Trump, he was our president. And by convicting your president of a crime, that's kind of a shitty thing to happen. And in my opinion, that was a opportunity to mourn. And that might have carried more weight if, the left mourned this, because honestly, this makes us look like shit. Like our country is stupid. Like we don't know how to run our country. We don't know how to elect a good president. And we're going to celebrate that fact. I thought that was about the most ignorant thing people could do. And so I posted that. Now, of course, I'm fully right-wing MAGA Republican because I'm criticizing the left's joy at having a felon for a president. Well, this went on and on. And what I've heard this a lot, people say that they didn't leave the left left them. Try saying that 10 times.